I want to talk about some of the songs that have been available thus far. Summoned for Sacrifice, the latest. I love the concept. 13 people individually dismembering a person piece by piece until they die.
Yes.
Damn, man. Where did that song come from for you guys?
Well, Rob wrote the lyrics, or excuse me, Rob wrote the music and Paul wrote the lyrics. So I'm a little bit unqualified to answer that, specifically, but I'd say just more generally with lyrics and stuff, we're at a point where we've been writing about horror for a long time, and we've covered a lot of the things that you would expect from a band that sings about horror. So the way to keep things fresh is to come up with very specific scenarios, using our own creativity as writers, trying to think of new, in our case, for the type of band we are, new horrible things to write about, So I think Paul probably just kind of conjured that up with his imagination, and I'm not sure from where, but his lyrics, he really knows how to make them fit with a particular song's music. He also wrote the lyrics for the title track, Chaos Horrific, which I'm not sure if you've had the chance to hear yet, but
no.
He just did an amazing job on that one as well. And really, Paul's a great lyric writer in that the lyrics have a really interesting content, and then they're also really catchy. So, but so that's kind of a long answer to your question, but we have to be sort of specific these days. It can't just write a general song about zombies or a general song about serial killers in general. It's got to be like this very specific kind of scenario for each song to keep it fresh.
Certainly so. I mean, I love some of the content too. I mean, the track Vengeful Invasion, I love the concept of that song, just the revenge factor when it comes to something like human trafficking, which is like a seriously dark thing, which is very prevalent these days.
Yeah, and that's one Rob wrote the lyrics for and the music, and that's something where Rob, when he's writing lyrics, I've noticed a lot of his are a little bit more reality based and inspired by things that have actually happened. Where, for me, for example, sometimes I'll just conjure up some kind of supernatural or surreal scenario for horror. Rob kind of likes that more realistic horror. And of course, that song is written about something that unfortunately is real. I don't think the specific thing that he's singing about, the specific storyline is something that actually happened, but it's the setting is something that is actually real, that happens in the real world. So it's that kind of horror is often the scariest because it's more realistic. Like I said, I do tend to enjoy supernatural horror and surreal horror, but the scariest is often the stuff that's the most real.
And another song, one more song I wanted to ask you about was the song Bloodblind. That was we just sort of came out of the gate with that one. Killer, just ripping track. What can you tell me about that one in particularly?
Okay, so that one is a song that Eric wrote the music for, and Paul wrote the lyrics. And again, that one, I don't know too much about what Paul meant with the lyrics, so it would be a better question for him as well.
Right.
But musically, it's just one of my favorites on the album. I think Eric did just such a great job with that. It's so heavy. I can't wait to play it live. That's one of the ones I'm really looking forward to playing live because it's just such a dark, heavy, menacing song. I can't wait. I'm excited about it.